So we're aware that the stories are not proud stories. Now Columbus, now there's something a certain number of people take a lot of pride in Columbus. There's statues to Columbus all over the place. Now, was Columbus the type of person that you would want to make a statue for? Well, he was a slave trader and a mass murderer, talking about proud stories. His real name, by the way, was Christopher Colon, and he had other names as well. Him and his brother were slave traders. They made many trips bringing slaves, and he was a mass murderer because he killed many people. Now, the Taínos were the people that he met when he first came to Hispaniola, which is Dominican Republic and Haiti. And it's thought that there was around 8 million people, 7 or 8 million people. It was a culture spread out over many of the islands, the Taínos. And they had a very distinct and large culture, 7 or 8 million people, basically achieving nation statehood at that point. Now, censuses show that around 10 years later, there was about 60,000 of them left. Now, that was not all by disease either. Columbus was a brutal governor. He was known to enforce his will upon the indigenous, who may not be paying attention to him, by doing things like bashing babies against trees. A lot of unpleasant stories. He was even kicked out of the job of being governor by the stories that went back to Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand about his techniques. It was even too much for them, but this was the landscape within which these people operated. Basically letting the indigenous know what they intended, enslaving them, sending them for gold, and this included sex slaves as well. In his writings, in the first page in his writings, you can see what he said about the indigenous, that meeting them for the first time, as Columbus did, and the very first thing he wrote on the first page, and you'll see some of his comments along the lines of an almost unbelievable generosity. What they have, they do not hesitate to share. And then only a few pages later, you can see what he has in mind for these people, which is basically a genocide and enslavement and a murder. And it doesn't take that many pages to see that that's what Columbus had in mind. And it's almost a microcosm of what the entire conquest would be over the 500 years. And not too much different from what's going on today either as well, really. It's all designed to make them go away.